up, my crafty friends? My name is Carrie and I want to welcome you to my channel today. Whether it's your first visit or you're a returning subscriber, I want to say welcome, my friend. Now, if it is your first time to my channel, I'm really excited to have you here. If you're a returning subscriber, you know that I am in full wedding mode because y'all, my son is getting married on Halloween. I've got so many fun things planned to make for the decorations and whatnot, and that's what today's video is going to be about. Today's projects are not only for Halloween. You can pick up different papers for all of the seasons and holidays or anything else to match your decor just by using these same directions. So don't think you're only limited to Halloween. Let your imagination open up and explore and just have fun with it. That's the one thing that I love about my Cricut is I can easily change out any of my decor for the seasons just by replacing the words or the vinyl. So I found these really cool scrapbook papers at Michael's and they were on sale. And I also found these really cool little like framed pictures from the Dollar Tree. I went ahead and picked up several of these frames because I know I've got a couple of projects I want to do with these. I'm also going to be using some empty whiskey bottles for this project today. And if you don't have any whiskey bottles around your house, feel free to go ask one of your local bartenders or whatnot and see if they will save their cool bottles for you. I love doing bottle projects. They're so much fun and they're so versatile, and there's just so many things you can do with empty bottles. So I admit I am an empty bottle collector. Y'all, this is video number 2 in our series for our amazing Cricut giveaway. If you missed that very first video, I'll be sure to put a link in the card up above. That way you can go watch the video and listen for the code word. So listen super careful for that code word. Grab you a pencil and a piece of paper and write it down. And when you're done watching the video, check out the link down below and use that word to enter the contest, along with all the other ways that you can enter. Y'all, this is a super fun contest, and I do want to thank Cricut for sponsoring today's video and this contest. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up because that will mean the world to me. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, consider hitting that subscribe button down below. And if you don't want to miss my next video or live, you want to be sure you've got all of those notifications turned on when you're prompted from the little drop-down box. So that's enough talking, y'all. Let's start DIYing. Okay, y'all, here's our paper we're going to be using today, and it is so pretty. I love the greens and the coppers together, but look at what we're going to use for our labels. Y'all, these are so stunning. I'm going to go ahead and cut these apart so we can get started on our bottle projects. First thing I'm going to do is to open up my design space and go to my images. I'm going to type in the word love because this is going to be my love potion bottle. I want to switch this to a draw line, and now I'm going to use the word potion. This is going to be in the soiree lettering. I'm going to resize it to the size that I need, group these together and unlock so I can make it exactly the size that it needs to be. And we are going to get that to the correct size and then hit make it. Don't forget to hit the attach button before you hit that make it button, or else your words will not stay together. I'm going to be using my Cricut Explore Air 2 today to write on my label, and I'm just going to make a mental note of the parameters that I need to stay in, allowing for the skull, and that way I don't write on top of that. Now I'm going to go ahead and load in my 0.4 pen, making sure the arrows line up and that I hear the click before I close the A compartment. And off to the races we go. Okay, so I didn't do a fantastic job of lining it up exactly in the center, but that's no problem. I'm just going to use my pen, and after I get through filling in the words, I'll just draw in some swirls just to sort of fill in those areas. Okay, so I've got my bottle here, and I've gone ahead and removed the label and cleaned it off really, really good. And then here is our little love potion sign, and you can see I just used my Cricut marker to embellish it with some little squiggly lines and some little dots and everything, just to dirty it up a little bit. So I'm just going to set that to the side because I'm not ready for it just yet. So I'm going to go ahead and paint the outside of my bottle with my Arteza acrylic paint, and I'm going to use the Pearl Space Gray to do this. Okay, So there's one coat. I'm going to take it and dry it with my blow dryer, and then I'll be back to paint another coat. Okay, so I've got 2 coats on this front side here, and they're pretty dry. So now I'm just going to flip it over, and I'm going to do the same thing to the back side. Okay, that was easy enough. It looks pretty good, doesn't it? Y'all, this project is so super easy, and you can really customize it for any of your projects that you want to do. So I love the way it looks with that top sitting down in there. Okay, so y'all, this is how easy this is. I'm simply going to attach my label that I have already made using my scrapbook paper and my Cricut, and I'm just going to glue this baby down. Okay, now also in my little book of scrapbook papers here, I've got some more of these groovy looking little strips, and I think it'll look really neat to do a band around the neck of our bottle using one of our strips. I love it. Now, I could even take some of the other little papers and do on the back here if I wanted to, but for what I'm using this for, you are not going to be able to see it, so I'm not going to waste my papers. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Okay, so for this next bottle, I did have to go ahead and do this part ahead of time so it could be dry before we moved on to this step. And all I did was to take my Arteza acrylic colors in bronze, gold, and pearl marmalade, and I just put a little bit in a measuring cup. Now, I did put just a little bit of water with this just to water it down. And then I put white school glue. And y'all, this is just cheap Dollar Tree white school glue. Pretty sure it came from Dollar Tree. It might actually be from Dollar General, but it was not very expensive at all. And all I did was to pour a little bit into my bottle and swirl it around. And then I took my blow dryer and I just kept spinning it and turning it and letting it dry as I went along. And then this is what we've got. So my next step is going to be to do the same thing, but I'm not going to water the paint down with water. I'm just going to mix some of my Pearl Space Gray in with my white school glue, and we're going to give this another coat so that the black kind of sits behind it. And hopefully, I have not tried this ahead of time, so y'all, I hope it turns out like I think it is. I'm hoping it's going to give me that beautiful sort of mercury glass look. So let's find out if my theory is going to work. And y'all, it really does not take much of this glue at all. This does go a pretty long ways. Might need just a little bit more than that. It's still a little bit thicker than I want it to be, so I'm going to add just a tiny bit of water in it, not much, because I still want my paint to be pretty thick. If you wanted your color to be more translucent, then you could add more water to make it thinner, but I want my black to be pretty opaque. Okay, let's pour this in and see what's going to happen. I did have to end up mixing up just a little bit more of my paint mixture, but y'all look how cool this looks. I'm really, really, really impressed with how this turned out. For it to have been a total experiment, I honestly don't think it could have turned out any better. Now, while this is drying, I'm going to head on over to my Cricut and I'm going to start designing the label that's going to go on this bottle. Okay, again, I'm going to attempt to use my Cricut and my pen to write on my labels here, and I'm just lined everything up. And it is off slightly, but I don't hate it. It's better than me trying to handwrite it, and I'm totally happy with it. Okay, I think it looks pretty good. Again, I'm going to use my pen to fill in those letters, and if I wanted to, I could use my pen to also make the embellishments just like we did in our first label. I think it looks pretty good. So I've got all three of my pieces here, and these are the two that we made using our Cricut. And I went ahead and cut this one out too from my little scrapbook papers here, and it says there's magic in the night, and I just think this is going to look so cool as one label. Ah, so stinking cute. So the first thing I'm going to do is to attach this one because I don't want the moon showing on two places here. So I'm going to go ahead and attach this one to the back of my little scrapbook paper before I attach it on. And I'll line it up just so that I've got it even here. And then this one I can just attach to it after I get it on, because that one's not going to matter. Okay. All I've got to do is to put my stopper back into my bottle after it's dry, but it's not totally dry yet, so that's why I'm keeping it open until it is. But y'all, doesn't that look awesome? I'm so impressed with it. It's beautiful. Okay, so for the next project, I'm going to use one of these signs that I picked up from the Dollar Tree, and this piece from our same scrapbook page that we used for our labels, as well as this groovy looking spider web pattern here. It's really cool. It's kind of black and green. Not sure if the camera is picking up the pattern, but it's really, really cool. And I'm going to be using my Cricut Premium Vinyl today. This is our sticky vinyl, so we're going to be making a cute little sign with my son and his fiance's wedding date on it and their names, and hopefully it's going to turn out super cute. So all I did was start off by taking our little picture frame apart here. And then these just pop off. This is just put on with some double stick tape. And this is going to be as simple as hot gluing or using our double stick tape to attach this to the back of here. Okay. There's that. So next I want to use my picture frame, and we're going to just use this one as a template. Now we'll just center this back up. now we're ready to put this back in our frame. Just has a slight little 2 or 3 dimensional effect there. Not much, just a little bit. And I'm going to use this part as the top of mine. So I want to make sure that when I flip it over that this is the one that I've got that's facing the top. Okay, how pretty is that? Now, I'm actually going to use black words, like I said before. So now that that's done, we're going to head over into Cricut Design Space and start playing around with our design. In Cricut Design Space, I'm going to go to my text, and I'm going to use the Old English text to type in their names, Tyler and Gabby. I decided not to use the wedding date. Next, I'm going to hit the line space, and I'm going to reduce that just so that their names are a little bit closer together. I'm going to hit the unlock button, and next I'm going to resize it to the proper size that I need it to be. After I hit the attach button, I'm going to hit the make it button, and we are going to be on our way. Okay, moving on to the next one. So I love this paper, y'all. I hate to cut it up, but I really only need this corner here. I'm going to use the same little picture frame from before, and y'all look how pretty that's going to be in there. Oh, I absolutely love it. I know you can't really see. It's sort of like a glare on the ring light, but look how pretty that is. And on this one, I'll do another design in Cricut Design Space, and we will have another design to display at the wedding. Okay, and I really don't need this little circle, but I am going to save it because I might find something else that I want to use this with. Okay, as I was designing, it occurred to me that I could use this sign and put my words on here. I think that would kind of tie in the two. And I'm going to cover this in this beautiful paper. Y'all, this was the whole reason that I bought that package of paper. This is so pretty. It's got that really pretty green background, and then it's got our copper color. I love this. Okay, I think that is going to be so pretty. So now I'm ready to start designing this one in Design Space as well. In Cricut Design Space, I'm going to go ahead and choose my circle and resize it to a 5-inch circle. From here, I'm going to add in the text. I'm going to use the text Elizabeth. That's the name of it. I do want to unlock these letters because they are a scrolled or scripty kind of text. So to make that happen, I've got to ungroup them, and then I have to move each letter so that it's a little bit closer together. I'm going to group these back together, and then I'm going to hit the weld button. Next, I'm going to change it to a white color so that I can see what it's going to look like inside my circle. And now I'm going to go in and do the same thing for the rest of the words because our sign is going to say "Till death do us part." After I get everything written out and spaced just like I want it to, I'm going to weld my letters together. I'm going to get them as close as I can, what I think is the center, and then I'm going to select all of the words together. From here, I'm going to hit center horizontally, and Cricut Design Space is going to automatically make sure that everything is centered. Okay, next I'm going to select everything again, and I'm going to group it all together. Okay, let's see what it looks like inside our circle. I think this is going to be a good size for the circle, so I'm going to go ahead and hit the Make It button. And whoops, it looks like I did not follow my own advice because I totally forgot to hit the attach button. So I'm going to cancel out of this. I'm going to get rid of the circle because I don't actually need that to cut. And I'm going to hit the attach button after I group it all together. And now we're ready to make it. And we're going to cut this out of our white premium vinyl. I do like to cut my premium vinyl on a Vinyl Plus setting because that is a little bit thicker vinyl. Okay, now all we have to do is weed it. Okay, now that I've got my design all weeded out, I'm going to just put my transfer tape down so we can transfer that design over onto our little sign here. So now we'll just take our transfer tape I'll just center this up on my little side. So all that's left to do is just to put a little hot glue on it. And this one's done. Isn't that pretty? I love it. Okay, so now we're going to do this one next. Okay, so now I'm ready to put on transfer tape. Okay, y'all, here's all of our projects all together, and I think they look so gorgeous together. I love how everything coordinates, but it's not so matchy-matchy. I love the way that it looks when the evening sunshine is coming through, and I may have to make a set of these for myself because I absolutely love how they turned out. I honestly don't know where we're going to use them at the wedding, but I know we will find just the perfect spot. I'm so thrilled at how fast everything came together and how professional that everything turned out. Super, super happy with everything. The second code word for our giveaway is the word takes. That does it for today's video, y'all. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up because that would mean the world to me. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, consider hitting that subscribe button down below so you don't miss the next video in our Cricut giveaway series. I'm so excited. One lucky winner is going to win this amazing prize package, and it just makes my heart so happy to be able to bless one of my subscribers with this awesome giveaway. Again, thanks to Cricut so much for sponsoring today's video and this awesome giveaway. So let's give Cricut a round of applause and say a huge, huge thank you to Cricut. Until next time, happy DIYing, y'all.